What if I told you that the secret to making anyone drawn to you isn't luck, looks, or wealth, but psychology? Imagine effortlessly commanding attention, sparking deep attraction, and influencing people without even trying. The world's most charismatic leaders, seducers, and influencers all understand one thing. Human nature is predictable, and once you know how it works, you can shape it to your advantage. In this video, I'll reveal 7 powerful psychological techniques that can make anyone feel deeply connected to you. But be warned, once you master these, you'll never see social interactions the same way again. 1. The scarcity principle. Increase your value by being less available. Have you ever noticed that people tend to want what they can't easily have? This is a fundamental rule of human psychology. The rarer something appears, the more valuable it becomes. This principle applies not just to economics but also to relationships and attraction. When something is abundant and easily accessible, people take it for granted. But when something is perceived as limited, exclusive, or hard to get, its value skyrockets. How this works in influence and attraction. Consider high-end luxury brands. They don't flood the market with their products. Instead, they create exclusivity, limited editions, waiting lists, high price points. This scarcity fuels demand. In the same way, if you're too available, constantly texting, always free, overly eager, you unconsciously lower your perceived value. But when you're selective about your time and energy, people begin to crave your presence. How to apply this without playing games? Prioritize your passions, career, and self-development. A fulfilled, ambitious life naturally limits how much time you have to spare. Be fully engaged when you're with someone, but don't always be available. Make your presence meaningful and impactful. Give them space to miss you. When people experience moments without you, anticipation builds. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. This means that when you're not always around, people will start imagining they need you more. Your absence creates mystery, and mystery breeds desire. By living a purpose-driven life, you naturally become someone others want to be around, not because you're playing hard to get, but because your energy is truly valuable. 2. The foot in the door technique. Start small, then go big. Human psychology is deeply wired for consistency. When someone commits to a small action, their brain naturally wants to stay aligned with that commitment, making them more likely to agree to a larger request later. This is known as the foot in the door technique, a subtle yet powerful method of persuasion that has been studied and applied in sales, marketing, and even social dynamics for decades. How it works in real life. Imagine you walk past a street fundraiser. A volunteer asks you a simple question. Do you care about the environment? Most people instinctively say yes because it aligns with their values. Then the volunteer follows up with, would you be willing to donate just $1 to help protect wildlife? Since you've already identified yourself as someone who cares about the environment, your brain wants to stay consistent with that image. You're now far more likely to donate, even if you hadn't planned on doing so. Applying it in everyday influence and attraction. This technique isn't just useful for sales, it works in relationships, friendships, and networking. The key is to start with a low-risk request before leading into something bigger. Step 1. Make a small, easy ask. For example, let's say you're interested in someone. Instead of directly asking them out, start with a low-commitment question. Do you like coffee? Step 2. Follow up with a slightly bigger ask. Later, when the moment feels right, you escalate. Want to grab a coffee sometime? Since they've already said yes to liking coffee, Their brain now perceives grabbing a coffee with you as a logical and consistent next step. Why this works? The psychology of self-perception. The human brain craves predictability. Once someone takes a small step in a direction, their subconscious wants to keep going in that direction. Saying yes once makes saying yes again much easier, because rejecting a larger request would feel inconsistent with their earlier decision. Small deeds done are better than great deeds planned. Peter Marshall. This quote perfectly captures the essence of this principle. Small commitments lead to bigger actions, and those bigger actions can shape relationships, career opportunities, and even personal growth. Master this technique and you'll find that getting people to agree with you, whether in business, dating, or social situations, becomes effortless and natural. 3. The power of mystery. Less is more. Humans are wired to be curious. The unknown pulls us in, ignites our imagination, and makes us want to uncover more. This is why suspenseful movies, intriguing novels, and enigmatic individuals captivate us. They create an emotional investment by not revealing everything at once. If you reveal too much about yourself too soon, you eliminate intrigue. But when you leave certain things unsaid, people naturally feel compelled to learn more. This is the power of mystery. It fuels curiosity, and curiosity creates desire. Why mystery works? The Zeigarnik effect. Psychologists have studied this phenomenon for decades. The Zeigarnik effect states that people remember unfinished tasks better than completed ones. When someone doesn't have the full story, their mind keeps circling back, trying to fill in the blanks. By applying this to conversations and relationships, you create a sense of emotional investment. People will keep coming back to you, intrigued by what they don't yet know. How to use mystery to your advantage. Don't overshare too soon. Just because someone asks you a question doesn't mean you have to spill everything at once. Share a little, but leave room for them to be curious. There's a story behind that. Maybe I'll tell you sometime. This keeps them engaged and intrigued. Keep an element of surprise. Predictability kills excitement. Surprise people with unexpected insights, hidden talents, or unconventional perspectives. Keep them guessing. Make people earn deeper conversations. When you reveal personal stories or thoughts too easily, they lose value. Let others feel like they're earning your trust over time. This makes every revelation feel more special. The power of saying less. Think of the most charismatic and influential figures in history. They spoke less, but what they said carried weight. Their silence was just as powerful as their words. The wise man speaks because he has something to say. The fool speaks because he must say something. Plato. By keeping certain things undisclosed, you make your presence more valuable. People will naturally invest more time and energy into uncovering who you really are, making your connections deeper and more meaningful. Master the art of mystery, and you'll never struggle to hold someone's attention again. 4. The push-pull technique. Keep attraction alive. Attraction thrives on dynamic tension. If something is too easily available, people start to take it for granted. On the other hand, if something always feels out of reach, it leads to frustration and disinterest. The key to lasting attraction is striking the perfect balance between giving and withholding. A psychological rhythm that keeps emotions engaged and excited. This is where the push-pull technique comes into play. By alternating between warmth and distance, you create an emotional ebb and flow that keeps the connection intriguing and highly charged. How to apply the push-pull technique. Push. Show interest, give compliments, and create moments of emotional intimacy. Let the person feel wanted and valued. Make them feel special by giving them genuine attention when you're together. Pull. Step back, focus on your own goals and ambitions, and create a sense of space. This isn't about playing games. It's about demonstrating that your life has meaning beyond the relationship, making you naturally more desirable. Why it works. The contrast principle. Psychologists have studied how contrast affects emotions. When you create a high push, followed by a slight withdrawal pull, it makes the person appreciate and crave the high even more. This is why people desire what they feel they might lose. It triggers a natural urge to pursue. Think of it like a great novel or movie. If every moment were intense and exciting, it would eventually become predictable and dull. But when tension rises and falls, it keeps you hooked. Relationships and attraction work exactly the same way. Common mistakes to avoid. Being too distant. If you pull away too much, the other person may feel rejected or lose interest entirely. The goal is to spark curiosity, not create insecurity. Overdoing the push. If you give too much attention without any space, the excitement fades. They stop seeing your presence as valuable or special. Making it a game. This isn't about manipulation. The goal is to enhance natural attraction, not to toy with someone's emotions. Be genuine in both the push and pull phases. Desire is not to be extinguished but controlled. Aristotle. By mastering the push-pull technique, you keep the emotional energy high, the connection engaging, and the attraction alive. The result? A bond that feels effortless yet exciting. One that stands the test of time. 5. The triangle of desire, the influence of social proof. Have you ever noticed how people seem to want something more when others desire it too? This is the power of social proof, a psychological principle that dictates that people assign higher value to things that are admired by others. This concept is why luxury brands use celebrity endorsements. It's why an item with hundreds of positive reviews on Amazon sells better than one with none. And it's the reason why in social dynamics, a person who is respected, desired, or admired by others automatically becomes more attractive. How the triangle of desire works. When someone sees that you're valued by others, their perception of you shifts. They start to subconsciously wonder, what makes this person so special? Why do others enjoy being around them? What am I missing out on? This curiosity enhances attraction, making you appear more intriguing and desirable. How to apply the triangle of desire. Surround yourself with quality people. The people in your life reflect your value. When you're seen with others who admire and respect you, it elevates your status in social settings. Showcase your best traits without bragging. Confidence, kindness, leadership, and humor naturally draw people in. Instead of telling people how great you are, let them see it for themselves through your actions. Let others witness your value. Whether it's in a professional setting, a social circle, or even through casual interactions, allow your qualities to shine in an authentic way. You don't need to manufacture desire. Just position yourself where people can observe your worth. The psychology behind it, scarcity and competition. Psychologists have found that people want what seems rare or exclusive. If you're perceived as someone who is socially valuable, it creates an element of healthy competition. Others will naturally be drawn to earn your attention. This is why many people find someone more attractive once they realize others are interested in them. The triangle of desire isn't about creating jealousy, it's about reinforcing the idea that you are a person of value. People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. F.M. Alexander. By cultivating an aura of respect, admiration, and desirability, you make yourself magnetic to others. And the best part? This effect compounds over time, leading to greater opportunities, stronger connections, and deeper influence. 6. The power of presence. Make them feel like the only one. The most magnetic, influential, and charismatic people have a simple yet rare ability. They make you feel like you're the most important person in the room. Think about the most captivating people you've ever met. It's not just their words or their appearance that make them stand out. It's the way they make you feel when you're around them. Their presence is undivided, warm, and engaging, making you feel seen, heard, and valued. This is the true essence of presence, a skill that makes people instantly drawn to you. How to master the power of presence. Give your full attention. In today's world of constant distractions, undivided attention is a rare gift. When you're speaking to someone, make them feel like they're the only person that matters in that moment. No checking your phone, no looking around the room, just genuine focus. Mirror their energy without imitating. People feel connected to those who reflect their vibe and energy. If they're excited, match their enthusiasm. If they're speaking softly, lower your tone slightly. This subtle mirroring creates an instant sense of familiarity and rapport. Remember the little details. One of the most powerful psychological triggers is when someone remembers small details about us. Our favorite drink, a story we once told, an important date in our life. This signals that you truly listen and care, making the other person feel deeply valued. Use deep, intentional eye contact. Eye contact isn't just about looking at someone, it's about connecting. Hold eye contact just long enough to show confidence and attentiveness, but not so long that it feels unnatural. Done right, it builds trust, attraction, and connection. Why this works, the science behind it. Humans have an innate need to feel valued and acknowledged. When you give someone your full presence, you make them feel important, respected, and emotionally safe. And in return, they associate those feelings with you, strengthening your bond and deepening attraction. The best part? This technique isn't just effective in relationships. It's a powerful tool in leadership, business, and social dynamics. People remember those who make them feel special. The greatest gift you can give someone is your attention. Thich Nhat Hanh. Mastering presence isn't about saying the right words, it's about how you make someone feel in your presence. And when you perfect this skill, you'll notice that people won't just enjoy talking to you, they'll actively seek you out. 7. Mirroring and matching, the subtle art of deep connection. Mirroring is one of the most powerful yet unnoticed psychological techniques in human interaction. It's an instinctive behavior. When done naturally and subtly, it creates an instant sense of trust, familiarity, and connection. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself naturally adopting the body language, tone, or energy of someone you deeply connect with? That's because mirroring is a sign of rapport and mutual understanding. This technique is so effective that elite negotiators, top salespeople, and even therapists use it to build trust quickly. And when used correctly in personal relationships, it can make people feel deeply drawn to you without them even realizing why. How to use mirroring and matching effectively. Body language. If they lean in, lean slightly in too. If they sit back and relax, adopt a similar posture. This creates a subconscious feeling of alignment and comfort. Speech patterns. If they talk softly and slowly, adjust your tone to match their rhythm. If they speak quickly and energetically, reflect that energy. This makes them feel like you understand them on a deeper level. Energy levels and emotions. Pay attention to their emotional state and sync with it. If they're excited, show enthusiasm. If they're reflective and calm, adjust your demeanor to match. This makes them feel truly heard and understood. Subtle gestures. If they use hand gestures while speaking, naturally incorporate similar movements in your responses. If they nod while listening, nod occasionally as well. These small, unnoticed actions create a subconscious feeling of synchronization and trust. Why mirroring works. The science behind it. Mirroring taps into the brain's mirror neuron system, which is responsible for empathy and social bonding. When we see someone behaving in a way that resembles our own, our brain automatically perceives them as more trustworthy, likable, and relatable. Psychologists call this the chameleon effect, the unconscious tendency to mimic the behavior of those we feel connected to. Studies have shown that people who subtly mirror others are perceived as more charismatic, persuasive, and likable. People will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. This is why mirroring is so powerful. It's not about what you say, but how you make someone feel. When someone feels in sync with you, they form a deeper emotional bond without even realizing why. A word of caution: avoid overdoing it. The key to mirroring is subtlety. If done too obviously or mechanically, it can feel unnatural and even creepy. Instead, let it happen organically by genuinely engaging with the other person and naturally syncing with their energy. By mastering this technique, you'll not only build stronger relationships but also enhance your influence, deepen trust, and create lasting connections. Final thoughts. The power is in your hands. These aren't just techniques. They are timeless psychological principles rooted in human nature. When used ethically and with good intentions, they can transform the way you connect with people, build trust, and strengthen relationships. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and influencers throughout history have mastered the art of human connection, not through manipulation, but through understanding and applying these principles with purpose. So now the question is, will you apply these insights to build meaningful, authentic relationships? Or will you let this knowledge go to waste and keep struggling in social interactions? The choice is yours. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep insights into psychology, influence, and personal mastery. Your journey to becoming a more magnetic, influential, and respected individual starts now.